Hey guys, this is David Mann. I'm here with Jaye Edwards from Edwards & Co, the very successful salon group that's taken Australia by storm, and I think the world, in the way in which you do business. So welcome, and thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, I just wanted to have a moment here with Jaye. We're here at his beautiful home and just discuss a little bit about who he is, where he's from, and some of the, I guess, the secrets to your journey and how you've become such a success with this epic brand. So first and foremost, tell us where you're from and where you trained.
Cool. So I moved to Sydney when I was 16.
Yep.
I'm from a small town called Young. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no experience or no skills at all.
Wow.
So I met someone online. Very stupid idea at that time. And I lived with them for a couple of weeks. Then I was like, oh shit, I need a job. So I kind of walked into a place called Global Hair. And I was like, hey, you know, are you looking for any apprentices? Because I was like, okay, what's the most stereotypical a 16-year-old gay kid could do? Get an apprenticeship in a hair salon.
Yep.
Anyway, so they hired me, and I moved around a few different places throughout my apprenticeship. Then I ended up with Kathy Gilbert, and she was renting a chair at Torquay at the time. I assisted her for like, I think 2 years, and then after that, I qualified and stayed working with her for a little while. And then I started renting my own chair. And then I actually bought into that business and it fell over and I lost a lot of money. And through that mistake, Edwards & Co was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, so Edwards & Co has an aesthetic, a style, a structure that is quite fresh and modern in its way of thinking.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did all that come about?
Yeah, so I guess when that mistake happened and I was like, fuck, what do I do? Like, how am I gonna get through this? And I kind of just went into overdrive and I was like, I have to create the best space possible to really like make it worth it. And also I was working with some of my best friends. So I was like, I need to create a structure where they're able to work with me and so that we're able to make a similar income so that we can hang out and do the same kind of things really,
of course.
You know? So I started with, I think 5 people and they were all freelancing at the time. And like, you know, that thought always in my head, like, don't create a salon to look like a salon, create a salon to feel like someone's home.
Yeah.
And my goal when I open every salon is I want clients to say, I could live here.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And I think that's really important to me.
That's amazing because I think the one thing people first and foremost really kind of appreciate about your space is how homely it feels, how different it feels. It's not your typical salon.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is your inspiration comes from having clients feel like they can live in that space, want to be in that space.
Yeah.
So what does that look like, I guess, with more detail? So how do you explain that even further?
So like, you know when you go into someone's house and it's just like, you see like the chill out area, you see the dining table, you see the bathroom, and it's like, I could totally, this is me. Like I could be here right now. You know, and that's why like I love creating the communal color tables. Everything's open plan. There's no walls anywhere. The bathrooms always look beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? I really want it to feel like, hey, I could have dinner at that dining table.
Amazing.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I love your space. I love your aesthetic. So tell me, besides the fact that the place looks great and feels great, what other elements about your business and your structure at Edwards & Co has made it such a successful salon?
Yeah, sure. So I guess from a business perspective, I started with freelancers. So what that looks like in terms of structure, I work on percentages. So they have a 30%, 40% or 50%. And that's what I charge. So they get the rest. How that works is they get the money first and I invoice them. For all freelancers, they must use the color I provide. So no matter what color I decide on at that point in time, they must use that.
Excellent.
And they pay me per gram. In terms of them bringing their own retail in, I don't allow people to bring in external retail that we don't have. And then whatever they sell, they get a commission on as well.
Cool.
But freelancers only take up 20 to 30% of my overall salon groups.
So you have full-time staff?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So most of my team is employees.
Wow. Okay.
Most of them.
That's a big misconception because I think a lot of people out there think it's just a rented share, freelance structure, but it's not. It's actually a good combination, a healthy combination, a successful combination of both, right?
Yeah,
cool.
For sure. So like, you know, having just freelancers, that is not going to grow a business. There's no financial like incentive for a business owner to have just freelancers.
Cool.
There are other incentives. Like without freelancers, there's no way I'd been able to grow Edwards & Co to the brand it is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a big brand.
Yeah.
Well, you're at 5 salons now.
Yeah.
And you are the sole owner of all 5 salons, correct?
Yes, the sole owner.
That's amazing, mate. Well done. I'm going to shake hands. 28 years old.
Thanks.
And is a great success story for Australian hairdressing. Now, you've recently signed with Kevin Murphy as the official ambassador and colour provider for Edwards & Co.
Yes.
Tell us how that came about and why.
So early 2017, I made a switch from another brand to Kevin Murphy in styling. And you know what, Ozday as a company, who's the distributor here, have been the most supportive company to work with this whole time. And like, there's never been a moment ever where I've thought, God, they're really not giving me enough for the amount of money I'm spending. And then, you know, Kevin Murphy as a product is like, it's at the top of its game, you know?
Yep.
So when they told me Colour Me was launching here, I was like, I've got to get my hands on this stuff.
Wow.
Which I did. And I was just like, this is
You loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
I think you mentioned that it's a brand that has an aesthetic that resonates with you as well.
Yes, for sure. So, you know, for me, like there are many other color companies that I could have used, but when you look at that brand, it's like, what's it doing? Like, what's it presenting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with Kevin Murphy, you look at their branding and their imagery, and you know it's Kevin Murphy even before you see the name.
Yeah.
You know, and that's important to me.
That's so good, dude. So I know that you love ticking those boxes, not only something that works from the back end, but something from the front end that looks good and feels good and has that aesthetic. I mean, it goes hand in hand with what you've created at Edwards & Co.
For sure.
Social media.
Yeah.
Now, social media helped build your business in the early days. I'm sure you still have maybe a full-time social media manager right now. Tell us a little bit more about how social media has added value to the growth of your business.
Yeah, so I guess right in the beginning when I first opened Edwards & Co, we had a lot of social influencers and they really helped us get to where we are today. There are some who have been with us for 5 years and are still going strong with us. And those ones that have been there the whole time, they're the ones that have helped the most.
Wow.
Like they've really cemented us at the top of the fashion industry with those type of fashion bloggers, you know?
Yep.
And I mean, what it looks like today, we don't really rely so much on influencers as much anymore. It's more of like and definitely not free influencers. We don't focus on that anymore.
Yep.
We focus on like, you know, more of a discount kind of scheme, which works really well for us. And I feel like the influencers actually value your services more, and you get more traction for that,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
And then social media. I mean, all of our staff are required to have their own account, which helps to grow my brand even bigger.
Brilliant.
So even if they're starting from smaller, there still could be like 1,000 people on their account that don't follow my account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's important for us to think of it as like, you know, every staff that I have is a micro influencer and we're the bigger influencer.
Amazing.
So the micro influencers are influencing people to follow the brands, you know?
Yes.
And that goes for clients and staff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're a finalist for Digital Influencer of the Year at the
Yes,
Shanghai Fashion Awards.
I am.
And you won Salon of the Year last year.
I did.
How was that? Did you enjoy the night?
Yeah, you know what? I was so anxious before.
Your table was the loudest table in the room.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Insane. You guys are coming again, right?
We are coming again.
Good. Bring the passion.
Yeah. No, I didn't know what to expect. Like, I wasn't expecting to win by any stretch.
Yeah.
But when I did, like, I felt really good.
Awesome.
I was like, I had
think
to
it
sit
was
in
a
my chair for a
well-deserved
moment, and I was like,
You got it.
Yeah.
And it was that moment for you to tell the industry that, hey, we're leaders, we're pioneers, we're thought-provoking, and we want to take this industry into the future. And that's what we represent as well.
Yeah, you know, and that was the biggest thing for us as well, because there has been a time, especially as Edwards & Co has grown, that the industry hasn't taken us as seriously as what we wanted, you know.
Yep.
Especially with
that always happens in Australia, right?
For sure, tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
Especially with that education, when we launched that, people were like, "Oh, what's this? Like, should we go? Should we not go? Like, are they actually being serious?" Kind of thing.
Yep.
But winning, like, you know, Salon Business of the Year really cemented the fact that we're here and we're here to stay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Last question.
Yeah.
What is next for Jaye Edwards?
So next is a pretty big question.
Yep.
So what's up first is I'm opening a salon in Brisbane,
Cool.
in the W Hotel.
Oh,
So it's my
nice.
first hotel collaboration.
Wow.
And I think in terms of like brand alignment at an international level, I think that's a really cool thing. Then I'm opening a much bigger salon in Surrey Hills. It's 400 square meters.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be beautiful.
Invite us to the opening.
100%. It's going to be beautiful. So I'm moving my current Surrey Hills salon into a bigger space.
Cool.
And then I'm turning my current Surrey Hills salon into the Edwards & Co Academy.
Yep.
I won't say too much about that, but there's a
Yep.
lot more to come with that.
Awesome.
And then the second location in Melbourne, which shouldn't be open probably till late this year.
Wow.
And I'm also actually flying to New York in May to have a few meetings
Oh, fantastic.
and see potential things over
You've
there.
got to catch up
which
with my
would be
brother
cool.
Richard in New York.
Yeah,
Actually,
for
I'll
sure.
make the introduction. Well, guys, I think now that you've met Jay, you kind of get where this guy is at. He's done some phenomenal things in this Australian hairdressing industry, and he's really, really pushing the boundaries of what's cool, what's modern, what's progressive, and what's successful. So hope you enjoyed it. Jay, thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
You're an
It's been
absolute
so
legend.
good.
I'll speak to you soon.
For sure.
See you guys.
Thanks.